medical issue. And here we go. I mean, a whole bunch of things started changing with me right at the beginning of the year. And now here I am. I'm the the freaking co-host of Don't Tread on Me. I mean, who would have thought this a month ago? I mean, so this is just pretty interesting, I'd say.
Yeah, and I have the same sort of plans for this year. So anyway, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll hear a little more of Jeff's ability to create and manifest his own reality. Maybe you ought to try too. Okay, you stumble across, empty vase, and you're kicking it around, and out pops this blue genie, and he says, "Okay, Mr. Grip, I grant you 3 wishes. What shall you have?" How would you respond?
I know exactly what I would want, and not in any order. I would want safety for my family because they're going into some rough times. I want personal knowledge. I want to know everything. I want to know how this universe works. And then third, I want my family to forever have I said safety was number 1, but forever have stability and peace, which is 1 issue, not 2. In other words, there's never a time that they go bankrupt or go to fight at the upcoming World War III or some junk like that. Those are the 3.
Wow. For me,
how about you?
For me, I would say truth, happiness, and 3 more wishes.
Yeah, there you go. Right.
Yeah. There's always a way around it, and there it is. Hey, so we were talking about manifesting reality, and you were talking about how this even in numerology is saying your year, this 2010 year, is going to be rather profound for you. What else can you share with us?
Well, it said not necessarily profound, but it specifically says huge changes. Wipe the past away, from where you're going now, and you'll be doing things you never thought you'd be doing. And, being on the Don't Tread on. I mean, it's important to note that last year didn't resemble that at all. Last year was the same every day, except when I got fired from teaching. That was pretty interesting. But I mean, other years didn't resemble this. Now, this year's been an absolute roller coaster constantly, and here I am finishing the first week on this show as a co-host. I mean, so it's just pretty interesting. When people read numerology, it's just a shocker. Usually people walk away saying, what? How does this stuff work? But yeah, as far as manifesting, do you want to know some specific, you asked if I could share some specific stories. Well, there's a lot of interesting ones. I wrote a whole book on this, of course, but it's not like I do this all the time because I'm a little bit lazy, and I do meditation every day, Buddhist meditation, as you know. And sometimes I just don't really feel like doing any directed focusing. I just want to just enjoy the peace and then go be with my daughters and run around outside with them while they ride their bikes and so forth. So it's not an obsession of mine but when I do this, I've done it a couple times for money, just to be completely forthright, because there was a few times that I needed money because I was between teaching jobs, because I did get fired from 2 schools, as everybody knows. And between those 2, I got into was approaching a scary situation financially. So I willed for a good sum of money, and I got exactly the sum. I just couldn't. This stuff never ceases to shock me. I got exactly the sum. It was about 6 weeks later, and the circumstances. Another rule about this stuff, manifesting. Well, it's a rule I've considered is you never can really predict how it's going to happen. It always comes in a surprising way. But one thing, John, that is almost, I found a little bit spooky lately is, as I've gotten more seasoned in doing this telementation, I call it, you can call it prayer, for for reasons I said earlier, because it's not just you doing it; it's the power of the Creator with you, and you're there in a more minor sense, as I already said. But I've lately, probably in the last couple months, I've become more efficient at doing telemeditation, just more relaxed at it. And sometimes I will target something, and it'll happen within seconds. And that's almost, it's such a shock. I've almost stepped back to say, whoa, wait a minute, what exactly is going on there? Because that's just an extraordinarily, but lately I've also wanted to think, no, this is nothing to be backing away from. This is wonderful. Because, if you have the power, this power is meant for us to be used in some ways. And there's writers like Walter Cruttenden, who wrote that book Lost Star, discussing how in the past this was normal for humans. Read the Bible. Everybody had these clairvoyant abilities and prophetic abilities like we were discussing last night. So just taking me some time to adjust to it, because it's really just extraordinary. And it's nothing special about me. Every single person listening right now can do that if you just if you want to learn it, and then just take the time to learn it.
Yes,
so what do you think?
What I've shared many times with my listeners is you must then, as you approach this, begin as you start having success. Everybody kind of experiments, puts their toe in the water, tries it, and then they get a response. And as you proceed with this, you begin to realize that the devil didn't bring bad times upon you, and God didn't bring good or bad times upon your head. You have been in control from the very start. And that is a profound shift in your consciousness to realize that you were doing it all to yourself. And then the next step that I had to deal with is realizing that I could affect things outside of my own being. And when you start to realize that and have changes happen, then you need to be careful, because you can see that you are influencing other people that are clueless to this. They're just they're on remote control, being controlled by the culture and society and influences and manipulations of the New World Order, and their subconscious beliefs, which they probably aren't even aware of what their subconscious really believes. So they just go on autopilot, and you can hijack into that and overtake it, and you got to be real careful, because if you wanted to do some terrible things to some people, you could probably do that. So you've got to start realizing the responsibility that comes with this thing for yourself, but for other people. And then what I stopped doing instantly is thinking bad things about other people and assuming bad things about other people specifically. I just tried to stop that instantly, because I realized it could be influencing their lives, and I have no right to do that to anybody. I've got my life, they've got theirs.
Yeah, I wrote about that extensively in Telementation. It is really true. I used to think, no, if someone else has free will, you can't impose your telementational will on them, but that's not true. I remember talking to my students at Purdue University. I was still teaching. I was their Eastern philosophy professor there in the philosophy department, Purdue North Central in Westville, Indiana. And I remember telling the students, you have an ethical obligation to only will absolutely benevolent things onto people, and what that means is you will for their dreams to come true, for example. But what I wrote about in Telementation, I think, is more apropos, and what that is that when you're practicing Telementation and having success with it, you're